Coming to you live from the Inn of the Drooling Pig, this is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon, and I'm about to share something that's maybe one of the more controversial things that I've said on this channel, and I've said a lot of controversial things. I kind of hate spicy food. I'm a wuss, I guess, when it comes to spicy. I'm actually okay up to like medium salsa level heat, and I'll eat a spicy dish if the spice is kind of part of its flavor, but I never use hot sauce. And I definitely have a pretty medium to medium low threshold for heat. I've been out to some like great authentic restaurants in Los Angeles' Koreatown where the food was just too spicy for me to enjoy. So anyway, it was much to my dismay to take a look at the solo mode of Taverns and Dragons, which is a light fantasy themed worker placement game that we have played before on this channel, and was sent to me by Lord Raccoon Games so that we could play it, so thank you again for that. So in the solo mode of this game that is about building up a tavern and cooking recipes to impress the king, a rival druid and the druid's tavern has moved into town and is stealing your customers, and that druid and his tavern are all about spicy food. So just the perfect rival for me personally. In fact, you set the difficulty of the druid on a spice level from 0 to 6 by upgrading a certain amount of his action cards at random, depending on the number that you choose out of his 6 possible upgrades. So I am playing at the hot difficulty level. So that's a 2 out of possible 6, where I've upgraded 2 of his actions. You can go all the way up through heroic, blazing, legendary, and infernal. If you want to make all of his actions as spicy as possible. So if you're not familiar with Taverns and Dragons, you are playing 7 days up to the arrival of the king, where he will choose his favorite tavern based on prestige points. So it's a game where you're going for victory points. We will be rolling dice. These purple ones are mine. These blue ones belong to the druid and get rolled in certain circumstances. And then the like workers that you'll be placing are the dice themselves. And so depending on their values, they'll do different things when you place them in different places. You've maybe seen games like this before. Euphoria, there's plenty of other games where you roll the dice and treat them like the workers in a worker placement game. Here then also, I have these 3 minions, and one of the things I can do with my dice is activate these minions, and they will move around clockwise, following these roads with a few branching options to these locations so that I can take the actions there, collect the ingredients to cook later, utilize the locations themselves, and so on. Meanwhile, the evil druid, does he have a name? Let's see. No, the druid does not seem to have a name. He who shall not be named. He does wear spicy peppers around his neck, and he does command this golem Bob and this wyvern named Knob, and he will be moving them around the board to sabotage my plans. We can touch more on kind of what his actions do as we come to them. But so, it's a 2-player game of Taverns and Dragons, where I'll be taking my turns, always going second. The druid gets to go first, and the druid will take his turns by flipping over a card from his deck, some of which are upgraded to his spicy actions, doing what it says, and then at the end of 7 days of competing, we will add up our prestige points and see who wins. So with that, I'm going to dive in. I have already set up the board. We've got heroes here. We have 1 recipe available. It's dragon ribs, slowly simmered in hydromel with magma spices for flavor. It's worth 15 prestige. An array of heroes up here. We've set out 4 random locations and any tokens that they need to go with them, and then we've distributed harvestable ingredients around the map at random, following those instructions. So I can pick those up when I move minions there, or the golem or wyvern may pick those up as well. So with that, I'm going to roll my dice and get this started. The druid does not roll his dice at the start of each round like human players do. The druid rolls his dice in specific circumstances depending on what actions his deck dictates that he'll do. So we'll see how that works as we go. I'm going to roll my dice. I have rolled a total of 13. If you roll 10 or less, you get a free coin, but I will not be. And then we go straight into the druid's turn. So we're going to flip over the top card from his deck. I do have the solo mode reference here. so that because these have more details than the cards themselves do on what his actions do. So you may see me referring some to that as we go, at least for the first couple rounds until I've kind of picked up all the details of those rules. So with that, he is going to curse. Place damage markers to fill the topmost unfilled row of the dragon's board. The good news is that no dragon shows up until day 2. And the druid, if he doesn't get to do anything, then unless it's otherwise specified on here, he doesn't do anything. Yeah, so curse. Nope. Wasted first turn of the day. That's a good start. So then for me, I think that I want to, before he screws with the spaces available at the bank to get money, I think I want to drop my 4 there. So I'm going to put my 4 here in the bank, and I'm going to get these 3 coins. We have these nice metal coins that they sent as well that were part of the Kickstarter. I love these. I've already taken some occasions to use these for other games, just because they're so nice, and I didn't really have any high-quality metal coins. So I am a fan. So that's my action, and we're back to the druid, who is going to move Bob the Golem. So let me, I'm going to take a look at the details here. Bob moves clockwise and without taking shortcuts to the next area with a wild plant, which is this blue flower here. The golem never moves to the city gate, and if this was spicy, he would collect a wild plant. He won't. A clash occurs when the golem and a minion are in the same area after their movement. So I need to watch out for the golem with my minions, but for now he is just going to move here, and we can look at what happens with the clash a little later on. These would be standees, by the way, but I've laid them flat to play better on camera. Okay, my next action. So I think I want to avoid a clash. It seems like that's more downside than upside, even though you can get some points if you win the clash with the druid. So I have all this money. I think I'm going to start by using a 1, maybe on my minion with the shield, with the gear, to move him 1 space. And I'm going to utilize this market. I'm going to pay its price of 1 gold and take an ingredient of my choice of these 3, which are plants, mushrooms, and spices. I think that by a slight margin, spices are kind of the hardest to come by. And I can see that there's a spice in this available recipe, so I'm going to take a spice. Put that in his inventory. I am realizing that I forgot one aspect of setting up the solo mode, which is that there are 3 objectives that we're going to compare my board state to the druids after day 3, day 5, and day 7, and there are some points awarded to whoever wins based on these randomized objectives. So this is whoever has the most heroes that grant bonus ingredients. It looks like the only one is a Scale Breaker, which has a dragon egg on him, as far as available options right now. Then there is whoever has the most wild plant ingredients. And finally, whoever has the most magma spice. No, I'm sorry. Not who has them. Those are who has cooked the most recipes with them. Right, let me verify that. Yes. So that's the most wild plants and the most magma spices in your recipes. So there's no need to hoard them in my pantry or anything. I can just make recipes with them to try to win those objectives. So, okay, it's back to the druid's turn. And the druid is going to use his first spicy action, robbery. I am very happy that I went to the bank because what he's going to do is roll 2 of his blue dice and place those on the matching spaces in the bank. They're both 2s, so he's just going to block the 2 space. But I can only go to the bank once per day, so I beat him to it, and it really doesn't interfere with me at all. I feel like this is going great for me so far. But now what am I doing is the question. I have 2s and 3s available. I don't have a reroll token or anything, and I don't want to go to the golem if I can avoid it. I think here's what I'll do. I'm going to use a 3 to move my minion with boots. That's going to move the minion a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to collect this wild plant into his inventory. And now, since the golem always moves to the next wild plant, the golem won't move here. He'll skip past it. So my booted minion should be safe from combat. All right, then the druid will Move Knob the Wyvern. So this is another one that I'm going to take a quick look at what happens here. Knob moves clockwise and without taking shortcuts to the next area with a dragon's egg. If this is spicy, which it is one of his spicy cards, the druid collects one dragon egg in Knob's area. Or the wyvern goes to the city gate if it's already gone around the board. When the wyvern finishes its move in the city gate area, the druid cooks the recipe that's worth the least prestige, but if it's a spicy card, which again it is, he cooks the recipe worth the most prestige instead. Okay, so that's the wyvern is probably the druid's single biggest source of points, because most of those come from recipes, I'm guessing. So, all right. I'm going to give myself one more thing here as I'm slightly retconning stuff. It's tricky playing solo and remembering everything in a fairly new game. I am playing with the tavern abilities here, which means I get to like charge up my tavern by 1 space here each time I spend a die with a 1 on it. It's a little bit of like a catch up if you're rolling shitty. This at least helps you out. And then I can once I'm to this coin, I can spend my track, setting it back to 0 to get a coin. Or if I'm all the way up to this dragon meat, then I can spend it to get a dragon meat, which is pretty valuable. That's hard to come by. So for now, I'm just 1 space up the track. And with that, that was his 4th card. I need to make my 4th move. I'm just gonna go ahead and get some energy crystals so that I can do some cool stuff with those. I'll put a 3 here, gather 3 energy crystals. And then the druid's final turn of the day is pillage. Roll a die, place this die on the matching tile to block that location. So he rolls a 1. That means he's gonna block the market location for the rest of this day. I can't use it with my minions. Again, I used it first. That kind of went great for me. So yeah, happy with that. I've got my last move. I haven't used my harvester minion yet with all this extra inventory space. I will use the 2 with him, move the minion 2 spaces, harvest a mushroom. It's printed on the board, so I'm just going to take one from the side tokens here. This caravan, what's that called? That is, yeah, the traveling caravan. If I activate it for 2 crystals, I can send all of the ingredients in my minion's inventory to my tavern's pantry. But just the 1 mushroom, and that's not even in a recipe, I think I am going to pass on doing that this time. I'll save those crystals. Okay, so that's the day. That's day 1. This is flowing pretty quickly, which is what you want from a solo game, or at least what I want from a solo game. So we are advancing the day from 1 to 2. Actually, I'm gonna clear the dice and the spent items on locations. Get everything cleared off. We are going to have a dragon arrive, and it is the Polar. Right now when it appears, place a frost token on each hero in the market. While the Polar is in the game, those heroes may not use their abilities. Oh, so you can still acquire the heroes with gold, which maybe I should have considered. I kind of got carried away and forgot to really evaluate those options with my money the first round of the game. But now there's a frost token on each of them, and if I do acquire them, I still won't be able to use their abilities until the Polar Dragon is defeated. And then also Blizzard, if we're fighting the dragon and we roll a fire on the die, your minion suffers 1 wound and their next move is limited to 1. So that's all pretty brutal. I am going to put these frost tokens on here. Looking at the heroes, they all cost 4 and 5, so I didn't have the money for them anyway. So that's great. I'm fine with that. Okay, the other thing that we're doing between day 1 and day 2 is there is this horseshoe symbol, and we are playing with the events, so we're going to draw one of these and take the like horseshoe pointing up effect, which is good fortune, heal all wounds on one of your minions. It doesn't help me, haven't gotten wounded, haven't even done any fighting yet, so, oh, the one other thing the Polar should do, sorry, is I need to place it on the board. It's in location D, which means here in this forge. So we can't use the forge while the dragon is there, and we fight it by going to any of these spaces adjacent to it. We may fight it anyway. Okay. Okay. Then it's a new day. I'm gonna roll my dice. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Some 4s, some 2s, and a 1. I'm happy with this. And the druid's gonna go first, drawing his final card, which is Capture. Roll a die and the druid gets 1 hero from the market. Okay, so we're gonna roll a die and see whether the druid gains hero number 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's hero number 2, so the owl trainer gets captured by the druid. That's worth 3 prestige points to the druid. And so the druid takes the lead. I don't have any points yet. That feels bad, but it should be fine. Should be fine. We'll replenish that hero. A trophy huntress. On a hunt from any area, ignore fire when you exhaust this. Not on a hunt from any area, hunt from any area and ignore fire. That feels great. I might hire that and use it. To be able to hunt, get some dragon meat. Yeah, then I would need an egg to be able to prepare this. It's day 2. There should be a second recipe available. It is delicious salad made from a variety of magical herbs. You need 3 plants for that. It's really tricky in this game to harvest or to cook recipes in the first even 2 or 3 days, I feel like, because the minions basically need to make a lap around the board to deposit them at your what was I saying? Deposit them at your tavern. Totally lost my train of thought there. This wyvern, by the way, should be all the way over here at this dragon egg, and he should have taken a dragon egg. Okay. Yeah, so like this first objective, if it was one that looks at your ingredients in recipes, I feel like the druid's gonna take that. I don't know how I would get the upper hand on that by day 3, but we'll see. Okay, so the druid did its capture. I am going to shuffle the druid's deck, and he's just going to go through the deck again. He just takes those 6 actions in random sequence each trip through his little deck here. Okay. Then it's my move. I think, again, I want to use a 4 and go to the bank before he screws with it. I've got a 4. That's worth 3 gold. And then, why don't I... Do I want to hire this trophy huntress right out? No. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that. So then for now, I will just pass the turn back to the druid. And the druid is going to draw Knob the wyvern. Move the wyvern. It's gonna move to the next dragon egg. It'll collect a dragon egg. It has 2. This triggers an ability. Let's take a look at that. If the druid has 2 identical ingredients placed on the track, place a fire token on an ingredient location of my choice in the area where the golem is located. These fire tokens stay in play until the end of the game, and these get discarded. So he spends his dragon eggs and sets... so I can either put like the variable space or the spices on fire. I think I'm just gonna go for kind of like an anti-plant strategy here. Right? Yeah. Let's burn the plant. Except, that's gonna be randomized in the future. It's not always gonna be a plant. Okay, I'm gonna burn the spice for now. I don't want to lose one of the random spots. Something about that feels bad, man. Okay. Okay, so the druid also... I'm trying to see. So the druid also triggers an ability if if the druid has 4 tokens on its track, but I don't really understand how that can happen because the Bob the Golem only collects wild plants. Nob the Wyvern only collects dragon's eggs. How does the druid get other ingredients where it doesn't end up matching those? Oh, and any 4 tokens, the druid can also get Fury in a couple different ways. But from the upgraded pillage and robbery cards, which those are not his upgraded cards here, so I'm not sure that is going to happen. Yeah, I don't think he's likely to trigger that ability that requires him to have 4 ingredients. I think he's probably just going to keep pairing them and setting the land on fire, which is kind of cool. It means the texture of his strategy kind of significantly varies depending on which of his cards are the spicy ones. Speaking of his cards being the spicy ones, let's give him the next move here. No, I'm sorry, that was his second move of the day. I need to play mine. I'm going to... Let's see, here's what I'll do. I will... I'm gonna hire the Trophy Huntress for 3. I get 3 prestige points for that. And I can utilize her to take an extra bow hit during a dragon fight. I can also exhaust her to hunt from any area and ignore the fire effects, which is great. I will replenish that. And then I think to get a good fight combined with her, I'm going to need even more energy gems. And so I am going to place a 4 here and take 4 gems. Does that feel right? Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And hope for the best on that working out for me. Okay, Druid's next action is... Capture. Roll a die, and the Druid gets a hero from the market. Alright, let's see if he clears out another frosty one. Number 2, no. He gets the Shrooms Collector. This has an ingredient on it, which helps with his objective, or with the competitive objective here. And it's worth 3 prestige points. Okay. Brutal. Then, my action. So this is where I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Huntress and fight and see if I can snag some of this meat and rerolls that are out here. On this dragon, by the way, I think you can just see kind of the fighting area here without my picture-in-picture being too in the way. Since this is not a 4+ player game, we're not using the bottom row here. So there's 4 rows here that we can go for to get dragon meat, points, all that stuff. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to exhaust the Trophy Huntress. I'm going to choose... I guess I have to activate a minion, right? So I'm going to activate the armored minion with my 1. And then I'll go ahead and hunt from any area, ignoring fire effects. And then I'm going to spend 3 gems to roll all 3 dragon dice. So here we go. I've got 2 axes, a sword, and I can use the once per game on the Huntress to add a bow. That seems strong. So yeah, I can use the 2 axes to do 2 wounds up here to the dragon. That's gonna get a dragon meat. Oh, I'm realizing now that I don't have the capacity for more stuff on this minion. So okay, then I think I will do that. That also gets me 3 prestige points. I guess I'll stop there then. I won't use the once per game bow on the Trophy Huntress just yet, because if I completed another row to get dragon meat, it would not be worth anything. I wouldn't have the capacity for the meat. Okay, then finishing the minion's 1 space of movement, what I want to do is move it here, where it's now next to the caravan, spend 2 crystals to use it, and that's what lets me send his loot to my pantry. Suddenly, I'm one dragon egg away from cooking that recipe, which to me feels solid. Except the wyvern might cause it to cook sooner than I get to it. But still, got some good ingredients in my pantry. I like that. Okay, we're up to the druid's 4th turn of the day, which is Curse. Place damage markers to fill the topmost unfilled row of the dragon's board. Now there is a dragon. Let's read the details here. So the druid does get any prestige points from this action. The druid does not collect ingredients or rerolls, so the druid is just going to cause the dragon to take this row, which is sad. I would have liked to get a free reroll out of that, but I'll live. And there's no prestige points, so that's it for the druid's turn. Then I think I am going to keep my boot minion moving with a 2. 2 would become 3, and I could either go through past the willow and get a reroll, which would feel nice. But I don't want to fight the dragon. I think I'd rather get this flower. Yeah, so I'm going to move the minion with boots 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Collect this ingredient. This location, I want to double check my understanding on what this location does, because I could activate it now. Pantheon of Heroes. Exchange a hero from your tavern with one from the market. That hero comes into play straightened, so not exhausted. Oh. So for 2 crystals, I could swap this for a Frost Guardian who, once it thaws, can add 1 to each of my dice. That seems pretty good. Or the Scalebreaker who can change the face of a hunting die. It also would have an ingredient if I took the Scalebreaker, and that helps with the objective after day 3. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to swap the Trophy Huntress for the Scalebreaker. I can't use its ability until it is thawed, but I can count that towards the objective. And it's a more expensive hero, so it feels like trading up. Okay. The druid's final card of the day is Pillage. Roll a die and block a location. That's a 1. Okay, the market is blocked, and then I have a 2 to spend. I can move my Harvester 2 spaces. That feels good. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Move the Harvester. I've got 2. Okay, this is a basic rule. Collecting an ingredient before or after its movement, I can collect an ingredient. So if I want to take the shortcut here, I can, because here's what I'm looking at. With the 2, I could send the Harvester down the shortcut road here. It would land here. Oh yeah, no, I was thinking... What was I thinking? I'm not sure why I had in my head that it would land somewhere where it couldn't pick up ingredients. So, yeah, let's send it 1, 2. I would like to just try to get that home and bank some ingredients. And it will help itself to another spice. There's mushrooms everywhere. Spices are fewer and farther between. So, okay, that's day 2. I'm actually feeling reasonable about how this is going. Cheers, by the way. Not a spicy beer. Which exists. I wouldn't recommend them. Okay. Okay, so we'll clear the dice. Moving the track. Sorry, this should have been on day 2. Now it's on day 3. This is where heroes straighten. So I would get my Trophy Huntress back when we pass this beer if I had still kept it, or I would ready her. And then we're going to do an event and look at the side with the horseshoe pointing down. That's going to be Risk Premium. This round, heroes cost 1 more gold coin than normal. Well, half of them are still frosty and unusable, so yeah, I think I can just wait this out. So I'm going to put this up here as a reminder. Oop, there's a little bit of glare there. There, okay. Anyway, so +1 cost to heroes this round only. With that, I am going to clear the resources from the locations. I think everything else is cleared. And so I'm going to roll my dice. Okay, I feel like I'm rolling well. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Very, very solid roll. And the druid's going to take its turn first. Bob the Golem will move. So Bob, I'm just going to follow this to be safe, moves clockwise without taking shortcuts to the next area with a wild plant. So it's going to move 1, 2 spaces. Again, if it was in a space with a minion, we would clash. That hasn't happened yet. It also is not spicy, so it doesn't pick the flower. Okay, my turn. I don't see why not. Let's get some ingredients dropped off. I'm gonna activate the Harvester minion. Before it moves, it'll pick up a mushroom, and then it can move to the city gates and deposit all these in my pantry. And that, I'm a dragon egg shy of actually cooking something with that, but we'll take it. Okay, then Druid's next second card is Robbery. Oh, this one could screw me. I haven't used the bank yet. Rolling 2 dice and placing them on the bank. 2 1s. All right, that's fine. My turn will be what? I could send my armored minion 3 spaces toward the golem. I could get it home, but it doesn't have any ingredients. What do I actually want to do with this? I kind of want to get some more gems and fight the dragon with it. So for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and drop my 3 to get energy gems. And then the druid needs to shuffle to take another turn. I think this is really interesting. I'm enjoying this being kind of a solo puzzle. Is puzzle the right word here? I guess. I don't know. It's a game with neat systems of figuring out how to use your dice to move the minions, to get the ingredients, to cook the recipes. It tickles my brain in a good way. So I'm happy to be able to do it solo here with a kind of neat little adversary here in the druid. Okay, the druid is going to activate Knob the Wyvern. Move the Wyvern. It is going to move clockwise to the next dragon's egg, or if there aren't any, which there aren't, to the gates. And then when it gets to the gates, it's going to cook the recipe with the most prestige. So, and I'm sorry, there should be a 3rd recipe out here. Mushrooms and dried plants ready to be eaten or brewed. There's really a lot of plants. I might need to get some of those dropped off. Okay, so the dragon rib, slowly simmered in hydromel with magma spices for flavor. That is the most valuable recipe, which means the druid is going to move the wyvern here and cook it for 15 and I guess 16 points, because he would still get the prestige point that is printed beneath that. So that gives the druid a big lead from 6 to 22 points. Don't love it. We'll have to figure out how to respond. We'll get a new recipe. 2 dragon meat. Dragon ribs. Only the strongest champions can digest this much protein. Okay. I think that confirms my plan then to go send the armored minion to go fight the dragon. Get some more meat. So I'm going to spend a 2. Oh, damn. Okay, so I only have... I also want to get the booted minion to... I want to get the booted minion to the town square, which since it moves an extra space, I have to use a 2 for. So I can only... Okay, here's what I'll do. I will use the 4, I guess. Use the 4 to move the armored minion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where it can fight the dragon. I'm going to spend 3 crystals to go all out on it. Roll 3 dice. I no longer have an ability that helps with this, so I really need to roll a bow. Is this a good idea? I'm risking wasting this, like if I don't roll the right results, but I'm gonna give it a shot, I guess. It's on, the bows are on 2 faces. Okay, that should be okay. I am okay. I rolled a sword and a bow. So it doesn't really matter which of these 2 I deal damage on. In fact, I apply the sword also and do 1 damage to that space on the track. It doesn't earn me anything, but I do get a dragon meat in the inventory of my armored minion. And then he's gonna wrap up his turn by taking a, I already have plenty of mushrooms, he'll also take a spice from the space he's on. Okay, and then the druid is going to commit robbery. Oh, because we shuffled, this is happening again. He's putting another 2 dice on the bank. In the 1 and 2 slots. Okay, this is all right. So let me think through the rest of my day here. I have a 3 and a 2. A 2 can get the booted minion home to drop off ingredients. And then the 3 could either cook a recipe or go to the bank because the 3 space is open. This is day 3. Oh, but our objective doesn't deal with recipes being cooked just yet. Okay, I think I'll hold off on cooking. I think I have no rush on cooking. And what I'm gonna do is I'll start with the 2 on the booted minion to move it 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Dropping off 2 flowers. I should be up another spot on the track for this 1, by the way. There we go. Okay. Druid. Druid's going to capture, roll a die, and take a hero from the market. The 1. Alright, well that's another frosty one out of the way. And that's another 3 points. Okay, the Druid's got a lot of heroes. Only 1 with an ingredient on it, which means we are tied for the objective. If that's the case, in a minute I will have to look up the rest of the, what am I saying here? I'll have to look up the tiebreaker. Oh, here we go, though. The Ferrymaster, or the trophy, no, yeah, the Ferrymaster has an ingredient on it. It costs 3, or it costs 1 extra because of the risk premium. But if I take gold with this action, then I could still hire this and then win that objective. I think that feels pretty good. I think that's the way to go. So I'm gonna spend my 3 at the bank to get 2 gold. And then I'll turn around and spend 4 overpaying to hire the Ferrymaster. Which is worth 4 points. I'm at 10. But it has an ingredient on it, which means when we check the objective in a moment, I'm going to win for 3 more points. I think that was worth it. I think. Feels worth it. Okay, that was the final move of the day. So, I'm gonna clean up the dice. There are no tokens on the locations to clear out. I am then, I'll get rid of this effect that's increasing their price. I'm not sure in what order or if it matters, but it's the end of day 3, so we're gonna check the day 3 objective. I have 2 heroes with ingredients on them. The druid has only captured 1 with an ingredient on it, so I win that and get 3 extra points. I'm feeling great about that, despite him still being 11 points ahead of me. Then the ingredients are going to get refreshed. That's the space between day 3 and 4 on the track. So we're going to take all the ingredients off the board that are tokens, not printed there. Going to create a new little sack of 4 plants, 3 mushrooms, 2 spices, and a dragon egg. And I'm going to draw them and place them onto the board. So the space that the golem lit on fire is not, thankfully, not a space with a token getting put on it now. I assume that if those were on fire, you would just draw 1 less out of the bag, so like 1 at random would not be placed. I don't actually know that for a fact. But we've got Some spices and mushrooms along the top. A flower there, the golem will love that. Mushroom here. Okay, so that's good because that means the golem isn't going to move on to my minion. Got a flower. Mushroom. Let's see that dragon egg. I want to grab that before the wyvern does. Here it is. Interesting. Okay, but my only minion that's very close to it has a full bag. Okay. Last thing I believe before we start day 4 is the recipe needs to come out. Ooh, a 17-pointer. Pan-fried dragon steak and fried egg with mushroom sauce and a bed of magical herbs. That sounds delicious. I am the dragon egg shy of cooking that one. We'll see if we can get there. Okay, day 4 is here. I'm gonna roll my dice. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well this is a little weaker, but the ones do charge my tavern ability up to get a dragon meat. So that seems workable. But we're gonna start with the druid's action. Moving Bob the Golem. It's gonna move to the nearest plant. And I've still completely avoided clashes with it. One of these days we'll see a clash. For now it's my action. I'm light on money. Also, no, okay. I was tempted to send a minion to fight the dragon and try to get this last road on. Then I get the trophy for killing it instead of the instead of the druid. But the problem is I would need to roll exactly right, and that is scary. I'm gonna, let's see. In his fighting the dragon, I think it's his card called Curse. It's one of the next 2 cards. Is there any way that I can beat him to that and feel confident? I think no. No, I don't see how I can. And so I guess I am going to... Well, okay, here's what I can do. I can take some money. I'm going to go to the bank with this 4. So I'm going to get 3 gold. I love these metal coins. Because then next turn, if he still hasn't finished off the dragon, I could hire the Trophy Huntress, which guarantees me a bow if I need it. Yeah, okay. So we'll go to the druid's second turn of the round. It is to Curse. Fill the topmost unfilled row of the dragon's board. Okay, so he doesn't... Oh wait, I guess he does get... I just realized he should have... I said that he doesn't collect ingredients, but obviously he does before. He should have gotten a dragon meat from when he cleared a row before, and this would be his second dragon meat, and that's when it triggers his ability. His power being... Place a fire token on an ingredient location of your choice in an area where the golem is located. So... one of these 2 spots is going to be set on fire. I think I have plenty of plants and mushrooms. You know, there's not that many recipes calling for mushrooms, and there's a lot calling for plants. So I guess I will set the mushroom space on fire. And that uses up his dragon meat. He's also defeated the dragon, which... When a player defeats the dragon, they get a dragon trophy that's worth mystery points at the end of the game. I think that's no exception, so we're going to give one without looking at it to the druid. And the dragon's defeated. So, a couple things happen. We'll remove the dragon from the board. It's not blocking that space anymore. We're going to remove the frost tokens, and now we can use these heroes. And I'm looking at the track here, and they're going to, if I use them this round, they're going to ready at the end of this round, so I should use them. The problem is these are both useless right now. I now see. Healing a minion's wounds, I don't have any minions, or I don't have any wounds, and the Scalebreaker changed the face of 1 hunting die. There's nothing to hunt. So, never mind that, I'm out of luck on taking advantage of these. That's going poorly. I'm gonna say that the hero management, I'm not happy with my hero management. I do have the money to consider doing something to get another hero though. We'll see. That was the druid's turn, so it's my turn. let's see. 3 spaces doesn't quite get the fighter minion home. I think I need some crystals. Because if I have crystals, I could spend them to deposit the armored minion's ingredients from here. Yeah, with like a 2. So so why don't I do that? I'm gonna put a 3 here, take the 3 crystals, and that's my turn. We're back to the druid, who's going to pillage. Roll a die and block a location. Okay, he's gonna roll a 2. Damn it! Damn it! Damn. Okay, so that foiled my plan. He blocks the caravan that I was going to use. Well then, for my turn, then what do? I probably cook a recipe. I'm missing a dragon egg, but I could cook the mushrooms or no, I can't get the salad either. Dang, this is tricky. I need to start cooking recipes, and I need, for the day 5 objective, I want recipes with flowers in them. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna spend a 1. It will move me up the track 1, for spending a 1, move my tavern ability track. I'm gonna cook these mushrooms and dried plants ready to be eaten or brewed. So that's worth 9 points, plus 1 for the die I put there, plus 1 printed on the board, so 11. Gonna put me from 13 to 24, and I am 1 point behind the druid. Keeping in mind he has some end of game points and I do not. But okay. Cooked that recipe. We'll replace it with dragon egg pancakes with a few petals as garnish. I don't know how I'm going to get that many dragon eggs with the wyvern flying around picking them up. Okay. Speaking of the wyvern, it's the druid's turn. We'll shuffle up these cards, and he's gonna curse. Okay, so he tries to attack the dragon. There is no dragon at the moment, so that does nothing. I'm fine with that. I want to get dragon eggs. I guess the way to do it is to get my booted minion out on the road. I'm gonna send my booted minion with a 1. No, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna send it with a 2. So it'll move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. It can collect this spice, and then try to get a dragon egg and get that loot delivered. Okay, the druid's next turn. Capture, roll a die and get a hero from the market. 3. He's gonna get the Forest Guardian, which is worth 4 points. On the bright side, none of the objectives care anymore about what's printed on the heroes, so I don't have to really worry about that either, as far from an objective standpoint, about him getting those heroes. I do have 4 gold. Is there anything I should hire? The Dragon Charmer moved the dragon to another location. That Huntress was nice hunt from any area. The Barrel Carrier just straightens a hero card, but I don't really love the heroes that I have. Or Goldsmith, change the face of one of your available action dice. I could hire her, change my 1 to something interesting. I think I like that play. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spend 3 gold here on my turn to hire the Goldsmith. She's worth 3 points. And she can change the face of one of my available action dice, and she'll ready at the end of this day, so I'll use her now to change my 1 to a 4. Let's replenish this with the Tunnelologist. And then I'll use this 4 to move the Harvester minion No. No. I know I was saying that was my plan, but 4 is now the right number to get my armored minion home. I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can deposit this dragon meat and spice in my pantry. I got a lot going on here. Except I didn't discard the 2 flowers and mushroom from the recipe that I cooked before. So now we got meat. We got meat. We can cook some dragon ribs maybe. But that's it for the day. Okay. All right. Yeah. The druid has always, because of he's using 5 of his 6 cards every time. He's always got like the deck of unplayed cards is always equal to the day number at the end of a day. So like, because at the end of the first day he had 1 card left after doing 5, then cycling through there were 2 cards left. So this is a good check that I'm like taking the right number of druid turns. There are 4 cards left in his deck. All right, that'll be the end of the day, and so we're going to clear dice. There's no tokens to clear off of locations. We will advance the recipes. Draw a new one. Wow, 1 dish to bring them all and with a sauce to bind them. That takes 1 of everything and is worth 22 points. Oh, I'm afraid of him getting to cook the most expensive recipe and getting those points. I probably need to stop him. If I get a dragon egg, am I there? No, I need a flower too. Woof. I have those. I have those on my heroes. I am going to consider that first thing next day. But for now, we need to finish resolving at the end of the day. We're going to straighten used heroes. So I get my goldsmith back. We're going to spawn a new dragon. The new dragon is the Greedy. Ka-ching, when it appears. Each player discards 1 gold coin for each of their minions in areas adjacent to the Greedy. And the Greedy is also at D. That's not the right figure for it. Here we go. Yeah, that's a greedy looking dragon. Okay. So thankfully I don't have any minions adjacent to it. Nothing bad happens. Then there's some gold available for, in addition to dragon meat on some of his objectives. So, okay. If we roll fire, the ability is called My Precious. Discard 1 gold coin. Your minion suffers 1 wound. Okay. So ideally, don't fight the dragon while you have a lot of gold and could potentially lose it all. Okay, and then we've got an event, Horseshoe Side Down. That event is Wrath of the Dragon. Minions in areas adjacent to the dragon suffer 1 wound. That, again, dodge that. I dodged that bullet. Okay. I'm fine with this. I'm going to... I don't know why I lost that train of thought. It's the start of a new day. It's the start of day 5. I'm going to roll my dice. That was only 4 dice. Well, I got a terrible roll. Finally happened. This only adds up to 8, which does mean I get a free coin. And then I need to figure out how to handle a pretty bad turn. Oops. Okay, but the druid's going to start the day off with robbery. Rolling 2 dice and blocking spaces at the bank. 1 and 2. Well, I can always send 1s here, but the 2 means I'm not going banking, I guess. Okay. This is all looking grim. Well, I can use the goldsmith to upgrade one of these dice. But for now, I think I'm going to start... Okay, so here's... I need to. This is great video content here. I do need to double check a rule in the rulebook to make sure I'm remembering this right. Because I know that these heroes, this like resource that's printed here on the left, whatever it is, whether it's a combat result or an ingredient, etc., you place a gem on it to mark that you've claimed it for the game. My question is, does that come from my supply or does it just come from the bank? Once per game, place one of your energy gems on the bonus space. Okay, that's what I was double checking. So I think I can take this dragon egg and this plant, using 2 of my own energy gems, and then I have, in addition to the dragon egg and plant, mushroom, spice, dragon meat, and I can cook the one dish to bring them all. I'm gonna do it. That's I'm gonna use I'll just use a 1 die for that. So I get a total of 23 points, putting me from 27 to 50, and I take the lead here. Awesome. And I'm leading on the plant objective. I felt like this was, reading the rules and starting out, felt like this was going to be a real tough battle, but now I'm appreciating my healthy lead. The druid's second turn of the day will be moving Nob the Wyvern. The Wyvern's going to move to the next dragon egg, which is here, and collect it. And then what am I doing? I think I need some gems. Also, when I spent a 1, I moved up this track. I'm going to go ahead and, I could cash it in for a coin, but that seems way worse than a dragon meat. I'm going to collect a dragon meat and reset my tavern track. Then, man, I think I want the energy gems. I do want to fight this dragon. It looks pretty promising, but I'm going to need more gems to do it. So I'm going to spend a 2, get 2 energy gems, and then it's the druid's turn to pillage, blocking a location. Location number 4. Well, the dragon was blocking that anyway, so that's no biggie. Okay. Let's see. I'm a coin short of hiring the trophy huntress, which would let me hunt from any area. Or I could just send the booted... You know what I want to do? I'm going to use the goldsmith to... Jeez. Alright, this is tricky. I can't send my 2s to the bank. That's what hurts. Yeah, you know, I think before I hunt, I am going to spend a 1 on the bank. Or do I just want to use this dragon meat and cook this recipe while it's on the +2 space? Woof. Oh, I didn't look at this new recipe. Slow-cooked dragon roast covered with edible gold leaf. That costs 2 gold, and meat and spices, which I have. I could get another 15 points plus the die I spend there. I'm going to do one more rule check, if you'll sit tight, and see whether I can, whether that die is taking up that recipe space. No, this doesn't say that there's only 1 die. Okay, so this doesn't say that my die here blocks me from cooking the recipe that's there. I think I'm just going to do that. That just feels like so many points for a pretty low cost. I'm going to spend my 1. Spending a 1 will move me up my tavern track. Spending 2 gold, a spice, and a dragon meat, which I have, to cook that slow-cooked dragon roast. Because I spent a 1 there, plus it's worth 15, and that is a total of 16 points, putting me at 66. That's a really healthy lead. And that has a spice in it, which will help on the day 7 objective. I'm feeling really, really good here. The new recipe is golden shroom and its secret sauce, protected by elven chefs for thousands of years. That one has gold and energy gem in the recipe. Okay, well then, that was my turn. We're gonna go to the druid. The druid is going to move Bob the Golem. He's just gonna move to the next plant space. All right. It would be very different if that was a spicy card and Bob could collect flowers. He'd be setting a lot more on fire. I feel like the 2 cards that I made spicy, which was at random, they were some of the best ones to be spicy. I haven't minded the blocking the bank all that much, and then just having the one way to really get ingredients, which is that wyvern. It's not too bad. If I play this again, I'll probably turn up the difficulty. Maybe go from 2 spicy cards to 4, something like that. But for now, it's my turn. I have 2 2s left. I could use the Goldsmith to change one to a face of my choice. I could also just send the boot into, or the booted minion into combat with a 2, fighting the dragon. I wish though that, you know what? Okay, I don't think I want the booted minion to fight the dragon. I will move it. I'm gonna put a 2 on it and go 1, 2, 3, passing the willow, getting me a reroll token. That'll help me when I do fight the dragon. And then I'm gonna pick up the dragon egg on this space because I've been hurting for dragon eggs. It's fine that I'm in the space with the wyvern. That doesn't do anything. So then next round, I just need a 4 to move the booted minion 5 spaces and bring it home to the tavern. So, yeah, feel good about that. The druid is going to shuffle up and take 1 more action for the day. And it'll be capturing, rolling a die and taking a hero. Hero number 1 is the Tunnelologist. I'm fine with that. That's just going to be 2 points for the druid. Okay, and my last action of the turn is a 2. I do feel like I should get another minion moving. Either one of these would just move to the mushroom. I don't mind that at all. I will, I'm gonna get the, I think I'm just going to move the armored minion, but I'm gonna move him 2 spaces and not pick up the mushroom because I want him to have a lot of capacity for dragon meat, for a good dragon fight later. Yeah, okay, so that's the day. That's the day. We're gonna clean up the dice. Rotate out a recipe. Breaded dragon wings, extremely spicy. Not what I want. As we've covered. Okay. So we did the dice. We did that. We're gonna do the symbols that are between day 5 and 6 here. Before day 6, we are resetting the ingredients that are distributed on the board 1 more time. So once more we're going to throw, no, there's nothing left in here. I'm gonna throw 4 plants, 3 mushrooms, 2 spices, and a dragon egg into this bag. We do now, I believe, have a space on fire, so we're only gonna draw 9 of these out. So let's see what we get. It's going to be mushroom up here, drawing 2 for the next space. That'll be, they're sticking together a little bit. Speaking of spicy, it's hot in here. It is 91 degrees here in Los Angeles, and I have to turn the air conditioner off for audio reasons in this game room. It's a little warm. So if you see me sweating on the board, it's not that the druid has me sweating, it's that summer has me sweating. Okay, checking in here. Whoops, I forgot to take this dragon egg off the board from the previous run of ingredients. And I did draw the new dragon egg out. Okay, so if I want more dragon eggs, I better get over to that. That actually could work really great for the armored minion to be able to fight the dragon and pick up that dragon egg if he has space after fighting. Okay, so there's 1 token in here I did not draw, which was a plant. Okay, and then we draw our final event of the game going into day 6, and we're going to look at the horseshoe facing upside. Royal Gift. Gain 1 gold coin for each hero in your tavern. Okay, 3 gold. Really, really solid. Those events are completely optional, like module to play with. I feel like this game, they helped me more than hurt me. The negative ones mostly, I guess I paid an extra gold coin for a hero from the tavern because of it, but other than that, or a hero from the row, but other than that, like, the bad effects have mostly whiffed on me. Okay, day 6. Roll my dice. 4, 4, 2, 1, 1. Okay, I can work with this. I have the goldsmith also that can change one of these ones to something else. Yeah, this is just fine. The druid's first action is going to be curse. Damn it, I'm actually sad that he drew this because he does the top dragon row, which was a pretty easy dragon meat and coin if I had attacked first. I was really kind of counting on getting that. He will collect that dragon meat. And then it's my action. And I think I'm going to go straight into fighting the dragon. Spending a 2 on the armored minion to move him here. And he'll fight. So I'm going to spend 3 energy gems to roll 3 dice. And hopefully knock out a couple rows here with the help of the goldsmiths once per game. And I have a reroll. He's also immune to the wounds here, so this is all pretty okay. Sword, bow. Yeah, this works fine. The goldsmith, I can put a gem here. Use her once per game sword. So then I have 3 swords and a bow, and that can knock out this double sword row and the sword and bow row. Getting 2 dragon meat and a coin. I kind of think I kicked ass that turn. My one hesitation to that strategy is that since this is a 4-player only row, this one, the next time the druid casts curse, he'll fill that one and he'll kill another dragon and get the points for it, the trophy. But you know, I'm gonna take this as a victory anyway. So I get 2 meat and a coin. Also, I have not on this minion's turn yet collected something from his space. I don't have any space with ingredients, but I can collect a coin here. So that all worked out great. Then I can hire a hero that I like, and it will ready this turn. So, yeah. What are we gonna do about that? I think I see it. Yeah. I think I see what I'm gonna do here. But first, the druid will go. Druid is going to pillage. Roll a die and block a location. Uh-oh, okay. So what I wanted to do over my next 2 turns had to do with using the caravan here to send goods home. So fingers crossed that I don't get blocked from doing that. It blocked it. I now realize there's one more thing I was supposed to do at day 5. I've had a little bit of forgetting some things and circling back to them, but I don't think it's really hurt the integrity of the game. We should have checked the day 5 objective, which is 5 points to me or the druid, whoever has the most recipes. Is it plants in their recipes or recipes with plants? Those are actually the most wild plants in your recipes. So he hasn't cooked any, and I've cooked 3 plants worth of recipes, so I'm going to score those 5 points, putting me at 71. Cool. Okay, so the druid just went pillaged the location that was yet again central to my strategy. So what? I think I'll go ahead and do what I said I would do before. Spend a 4 on the boot minion to move it 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And deliver its ingredients, which is a spice and a dragon egg. Which right now, until I get a mushroom, the dragon egg is not actually something I can cook. There's no recipe that I can cook with what I have. But that's fine. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. The druid's going to go, and it's going to move Knob the Wyvern. It moves to the next dragon egg space, or to the town square. It looks like it makes it all the way to the town square, which means the druid's going to cook the most valuable recipe. It mentioned how the ties are broken. It's the lowest one on the board. Of course, since these both cost 17. So he's going to cook the pan-fried dragon steak and fried egg, which is going to be worth 17 plus 2, since it was on this space on the board. So 19 points moves him from 31 to 50. Definitely closed the gap a lot. Okay, my turn. There's no universe where I can get that bottom row on the dragon, I don't think. I don't think it's worth it, right? Let me think about this. I only have my Harvester minion. Alright, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the rest of this day setting up the most epic day 7 I can. So I am going to use 4 gold to hire the barrel carrier for 4. He's worth 4 points, so I'm up from 71 to 75 prestige. And he can exhaust to straighten 1 hero card. So here are my dice right now, 1, 1, 4. I am going to use the goldsmith to change the face of one of my action dice. So I'm going to change a 1 to a 4. Then I'll use the barrel carrier to straighten a hero card. And then I will use the goldsmith again to set my other 1 to a 4. Now I can't be stopped. I have all 4s. That seems great. And then for my actual turn here, I will spend 1 of them at the bank for 3 coins. I'm taking coins, I'm gonna use another one on gems, I'm gonna set up day 7 to be as epic as I can. I should have drawn a recipe here. Okay, still requires mushrooms. I gotta get some mushrooms. Alright, Druid's next turn. Moving Bob the Golem. He's gonna move to the next plant, which is here. By now, I'm starting to wonder if I'm just going to avoid these clashes happening the whole time. So if you're curious, here's what happens if Bob the Golem and a minion are ever in the same area after either of their movement. I'm gonna roll 1 hunt die and do an effect depending on the results. And they include, if you roll a sword, the golem suffers a damage. The golem actually has 3 spaces for wounds, and if all three wounds happen, then the golem is defeated. He springs back to life the next time his card is drawn, but you gain 4 prestige points. You, the player, gain 4 prestige points every time you do that. So that's the upside to the clashes. But if you roll a bow, the minion clashing with the golem drops an ingredient. If you roll the bow and wound, then it drops an ingredient and suffers a wound. The axe gives the golem 2 damage, and the fire symbol on the die makes the golem obstruct your minion. You mark it with a rock token, and the minion's next move is 1 regardless of what dice you use on it. That is the one that sounds real... Actually, like that is potentially the worst one. Minion wounds are pretty bad too. So, anyway... I moved by the golem, and that makes it my turn. I'm going to spend a 4 on energy gems. Get 4 of those. Okay, the druid's last turn of day 6 is a robbery. Too bad I've already been to the bank. Wow, and it sure blocks the 4. And then my last turn, I have 1 4 left. Am I moving a minion? I can't... Oh, I could cook a recipe. Let's see here. If I move a minion 4 spaces... Oh, it would have to be the harvester. So I could move the harvester here and get a dragon egg? That feels pretty good. Then on its next turn, at the end of its move, it will teleport home and I'll get the dragon egg. No, you know what? No. I want to just cook recipes. I think I just want points. I don't want to end up with extra ingredients. I want to convert those ingredients to points early and often. So I'm going to use this to cook the breaded dragon wings. Extremely spicy. 2 spices and a meat. And this is worth 14 points, plus the 4 die I put on it is 18. Takes me from 75 to 93. I'm back up to having a really big lead, and those spices will help me on the day 7 objective. Okay, that was it. That was the final move of the day. So, cleaning up the dice. Advancing recipes. Actually, I needed to fill that in, and then rotate 1 out. Okay, they all have mushrooms. That is still a must-have. If I'm going to cook any more recipes, I need to land a minion on some mushrooms. And then going into day 7, There's a beer here, which means the heroes are going to straighten. And we're going into day 7. This is it. I have a 43-point lead. I just need to not blow. The one thing to remember is that the druid does have the dragon trophies, which have hidden endgame points on them, but they're single-digit numbers. So I'm not that, like, it's not gonna, that alone won't win for the druid. I'm feeling pretty decent here. Okay, I'm gonna roll my dice for day 7. 4, 3, 2, 2, 2. All right, I can work this. And the druid is going to take the first turn. So while I shuffle this, what's different about day 7, and what we actually had a little trouble grokking in our multiplayer playthrough of Taverns and Dragons, we didn't get this quite right. It's that after each minion's activation this day, if each one activates, it teleports back to the town square and deposits its ingredients. So I can have one of these minions like go out, pick up one ingredient, and then it brings it right back home. So that might be the key to like getting a mushroom to cook a damn thing. Also, I can get that dragon meat home by just activating my warrior minion once, so that'll be good. Okay, the druid is gonna go first with pillage, blocking a location. It's going to pillage 2. Wow, it really consistently stopped me from using that, which I think that this caravan is well worth the 2 gems a lot of the time. Sending your minions inventory back to your tavern. So that's a shame that that's been blocked so much, but oh well. Okay, now it's my turn. I am wondering whether I want the armored minion to take a shot at the dragon before going home. Because what else am I using my energy gems for? I can't activate the location that I was most interested to activate. This location, again, as I have to remind myself one more time what that does using the reference on the back of the rules, it exchanges a hero from my tavern with the one from the market. That's actually interesting. Kind of. I guess not. Okay. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna activate. I don't care about the number, so I'll just throw a 2 on the armored minion, and I'm going for the. Oh man, sorry. I know I keep checking things, but I don't wanna screw it up. The armored minion ignores wounds the wound symbols rolled. This is what I was checking because the fire icon also wounds the minion, and I really don't want to lose its dragon meat. And I would lose gold when that happens. I don't think it's worth it. I think the upside of if I rolled sword, axe, I would get a dragon trophy. I don't think it's worth it. So never mind that. I'm just gonna bring my boy home. He'll start his activation by collecting something from a space, which will be a coin. Move 2 spaces. I'm gonna move him through the reroll space and gain myself a reroll token. And then he teleports home, and I bank these dragon meats. Okay, the druid. Going to capture. Gaining a hero from the market. It's going to be hero number 2, the Moon Rogue. That'll be worth 3 points to him. Okay. If his capture card is spicy, I looked at it. What it does is after each time that happens, he also gets points equal to the number of heroes that he has, and that would have been 21 points over the course of the game because he has 6 heroes, so like 1 + 2 + 3 all the way up to 6. That would be substantial. I think that would be more points than he's getting from the Spicy Wyvern. Yeah. All right. My turn. So what do I'm short mushrooms. I need mushrooms to cook any recipe. So that I guess is my goal here. Is like I can use a 2 on the harvester minion. Can move 2 spaces, grab a mushroom, and then it teleports home because it's day 7. So I get that mushroom. That's my turn. The druid is up. Moving Knob the Wyvern. It's going to move to the next dragon egg space, collect it. Now he has 2 matching tokens, which means he's going to spend them to create a fire where the golem is. So we'll just put it there. Okay. Those fires did not rage as out of control as I was afraid of. I think if the golem was picking flowers because his card was spicy, then it would. So yeah, that's been okay. All right, my turn. I want to spend my money. I've got a lot of it. I also have a lot of gems without much to do with them. I don't really see a way to kind of get points from those, so maybe that was not the best play to use one of my 4s on gems last turn if I didn't have a plan. But what I can do is I can convert some to points kind of this way. I will spend 3 gold to hire this dragon charmer. Its ability is move the dragon to another location, and that's maybe not too useful, but it is worth 4 prestige, putting me at 97. And these, this one and the barrel carrier I hired earlier, each have the once per game ability to spend a gem and get a gold. So I'm gonna get 2 more gold that way. And then on a future turn, I can hire another hero. Yeah, none of them are worth that many points, but I think I'm still squeezing some extra points out with this plan. So that feels all right. Then for my actual action this turn, I think I'll probably just cook. I've got a mushroom, dragon egg, and dragon meat to cook this top recipe. Dragon roast served with an ancient dwarven wine to satisfy any hunger. I'll put the 4 there, I think, because this is just maximizing points. This will cook for a total of 18. 14 on here, plus 4. It means I'm going to go from 97 to 111, looping around the board. I'm surpassing my expectations here, I will say. Okay, and then the druid will act with a robbery. Go into the bank, blocking the 4 and 2 spaces. That's fine. I think that's fine. Now it's my second to last of the game. I should have discarded what I spent, which was these. Is there any other way to cook a recipe at all? I don't see one. I would need 3 ingredients that I don't have. So I do have gold that I could use to hire 1 more hero for points. And that might be about it on my, that might be my final score. But that's okay. Yeah, so I'm just I'll spend my 4 gold to, oh, well, let's see. Which of these have ingredients on them? Let's think for one more moment here. Because some of these, like I can get a mushroom from the map holder. Then I have a dragon meat. I would still be short, well, mushroom, nope. I would need a dragon egg. Yeah, they're just not quite lining up I'm not seeing a route to cook another recipe. So, okay, that's fine. I won't overthink it for any longer. I'll spend my 4 gold. Well, I guess I can get the same points for 3. So I'll spend 3 to hire, you know what, let's bring our old pal, the Trophy Huntress, back home to the tavern for 3 prestige, putting me at 114. And then I will, oh, you know, here's how to get a few more points, I guess, is go to the bank 1 more time, put a 3 here, get 2 gold, and then next turn I can hire 1 last hero. That seems fine. Yeah, okay. The druid's final turn of the game is to move Bob the Golem. So I'm going to double check since he's finally made it all the way around to the town square, but there's no flower there, so I don't think he lands there. He never moves to the city gate. City gate, I keep saying town square, the city gate. So he's just going to go right past these, there, and it's looking like the game ends without ever having a clash with the golem. And not that it didn't impact my choices sometimes, but no clash. That's cool. Okay, then my final turn. I have 3 gold, so why don't I spend it on this Architect of Time don't particularly even care what he does. He's worth 3 points. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. And yeah, like I get a point per leftover ingredient. So I can spend this 2 to like move my booted minion 3 spaces, collect this mushroom. Then because it's day 7, he comes home to city gate. I get a mushroom. That'll be worth 1 more point. I think that's it. So it's the end of day 7. The Druid's last unplayed card was Cursed, so he never finished off the dragon and got all that stuff. It was lucky for me. If he had done that instead of moving Bob the Golem or something, he would have gotten a substantial chunk of extra points. So the day 7 objective was to have the most spices in your recipes. I have 4 to his 1, so I'm going to get 7 more points. 24. And that's it. That's it. We're just the last end game scoring. He has 1 ingredient, so he's gonna get 1 point for it. He also has this trophy worth 4 points from killing the dragon, so 58. I have 2 ingredients worth 1 point each. I believe that's it. We did not play with the missions that give you points at the end. I chose not to play with that here because it seemed so favorable in a lopsided way to the Druid. The Druid gets dealt 2 missions and just scores the points on the better one, versus you get a mission and have to actually complete it to get its points, which may or may not align with the rest of your decision making. That said, the fact that I just beat the Druid by 126 to 58, more than double his score, maybe tilting the game to be a little more favorable to the Druid would have been just fine. But okay, I crushed him. That was Taverns and Dragons. I really enjoyed the solo mode. I do think that this is, at least according to the insert here, it's a Kickstarter exclusive. I confess that I am not familiar enough with the distribution for this game to know whether it's going to be in retail. I know that its Kickstarter is distributing this year, so I think if you're watching this video, you probably also have access to the solo mode because only the Kickstarter version exists. But if you ended up getting this game at retail, you might not have this. But yeah, if you like solo games, I thought that this was a pretty satisfying little experience, and this could be a reason to seek out a Kickstarter copy of the game if you see them available through stores that backed that kind of thing. With that, I want to thank one more time Lord Raccoon Games for providing me with this copy. I've really enjoyed my time with it. I will continue playing it, probably off camera, since we've done 2 videos and a learned play of it. But yeah, super fun game. Thank you for that, and thank you for watching. I am a terrible YouTuber and forgot to say this any earlier in the video than here at the, 2-hour mark, hour and a half mark. But the only way for you to subscribe or for you to support Optimal Play, if you enjoyed this and our other playthrough discussion, learn to play videos, is to like our videos and subscribe to the channel. So please do. It costs you nothing. It helps us grow. We don't have a Patreon or any other way that we're asking for your support right now. So if you would click those buttons, though, we'd appreciate it. With that, I have not been getting to the table on camera to play solo games very much, but I want to play more soon. I definitely want to get Bargain Basement Bathysphere, which is like a solo roll and write that I'm interested to try. We'll be playing some Final Girl. We've been playing Hostage Negotiator. Me and Kyle playing co-op in an amazing career that we're having a blast with. And what was the Under Falling Skies is another one that I've barely scratched the surface of. That has a little mini campaign. So I hope you enjoyed this because I definitely want to come back and play more solo games on the channel as well. So I'll see you in those inevitable videos. Till then, be optimal.